For the longest time, most businesses had a pretty narrow view of what success actually looked like. Today, we're going to talk about the Balanced Scorecard, a tool that completely changed the game by giving leaders the full 360-degree view. Let's dive right in.
For decades, it was all about the bottom line, right? If the profits were up, hey, the company must be doing great. It seems simple enough, but if you stop and think about it, does a healthy profit margin really tell you the whole story about where a company is headed? Probably not.
Exactly. See, financial results are what we call lagging indicators. It's kind of like trying to drive a car by only looking in the rearview mirror. It tells you where you've been, but it tells you absolutely nothing about the road ahead. To see what's coming, you need to be looking at the things that actually drive future success. And that is precisely the problem the Balanced Scorecard was created to solve. Developed by Drs. Kaplan and Norton, it's this incredibly powerful system for taking a company's big, lofty vision and breaking it down into real, concrete actions that people can actually work on. And for this explainer, we're really leaning on the expertise of Raqabil Islam, a professional in total quality management, to walk us through this game-changing idea. So how does it pull off this balancing act? Well, the scorecard organizes everything into 4 key areas, or perspectives: financial, customer, internal process, and finally, learning and growth. Just think of them as the 4 main pillars holding up the entire strategy. All right, so let's break each one of these down. We're going to see how they all fit together to give you that complete, well-rounded picture of how a business is really doing. First up, let's start with the one everybody knows, the financial perspective. This really answers the oldest question in business. From a money standpoint, how do we look to our shareholders, to our owners?
And the goals here, well, they're probably not going to surprise you. We're talking about the classics. Bring in more revenue, keep costs in check, boost profitability, and just make sure the company is on solid financial ground for the long haul.
We track these with the usual suspects, metrics like profit margins, cost per unit, and revenue growth. It's all pretty straightforward. But remember, this is just one piece of a much, much bigger puzzle.
Okay, next up, the customer perspective. This is where we have to ask a really critical question. How do our customers actually see us? Because let's be real, without happy customers, all those financial goals we just talked about are pretty much just a pipe dream. So the focus here shifts completely. It's not just about getting the sale. It's about making customers happy, earning their loyalty so they stick around, and delivering such great quality that new people want to come on board.
And how do you know if you're winning?
Well, you look at things like customer satisfaction scores, you keep a close eye on the complaint rate, and of course you track customer retention. Are people actually choosing to stay with you? That tells you a lot.
All right, to keep your customers happy and your finances looking good, your internal operations have to be top-notch. And that brings us to the internal process perspective. This one asks, to deliver on our promises, what are the things we absolutely must be great at?
This is where you really pop the hood and look at the engine of the business. Are our processes running smoothly? Can we cut down on mistakes and do-overs? Can we deliver things faster? It's all about making sure that engine is a well-oiled machine.
And we measure the health of that engine with metrics like process cycle time, how long it takes to get something done from start to finish, the error rate, and what you find during quality audits. And that brings us to the last and arguably the most forward-thinking perspective, learning and growth. This is the foundation for everything else, and it asks the ultimate question: how do we make sure we can keep getting better and adapt to change? This is truly the engine of all your future success. It's about investing in your people by developing their skills, building a motivated culture, making sure your technology is up to snuff, and critically, creating a place where new ideas and innovation can actually happen. And yes, you can measure this stuff. You track things like training hours per employee, you run surveys to gauge employee satisfaction, and you assess the skill levels across your teams to see where you need to grow.
Okay, so you put all 4 of these powerful perspectives together. What's the actual payoff? Why go to all this trouble? What are the real, tangible benefits of looking at your business this way?
Well, the benefits are massive. Suddenly, there's a clear line connecting the big picture strategy to what everyone is doing day to day. It makes sure you're measuring what actually matters, not just what's easy. It improves communication, makes it clear who's responsible for what, and builds a culture that's always looking to get better. And that really brings us to the most important takeaway here. The Balanced Scorecard is so much more than just a dashboard with a bunch of fancy charts. It's a full-on strategic management system. It's designed to help you actively manage your business, not just passively measure it. When it all comes down to it,
Real, sustainable success only happens when every single one of those perspectives, financial, customer, internal processes, and learning and growth, are all pulling in the exact same direction. They all have to be aligned with the company's main strategy. That alignment, that's the secret sauce.
So, I'll leave you with a question to chew on. Is the work you do every single day, is it truly connected to your organization's bigger goals? The Balanced Scorecard is a powerful way to make sure that for everyone, the answer to that question is a resounding yes. Thanks for tuning in.